Hey everybody, this is Greg from Poleshift Alert. I'm going to step aside here. Let you take a look at this map. This is from 4 years before Christopher Columbus showed up, and you can see that America was fully inhabited. Now, according to the Mayans, the Americas have been occupied for around 30,000 years. Now, we're going to start to discuss a little bit more of this as we go through. But basically, life has been on Earth for around 300,000 years. This map proves that Christopher Columbus did not discover America. It proves that much of our history is completely lies. So if I'm trying to correct some things that have been told to you and taught to you that are complete BS, then pardon me if I'm also wrong on some facts as I go through and try to figure this mess out. This is America 4 years before Christopher Columbus showed up. Place is completely full. Completely full. Now, America is going to have a bad day. This particular fault line, the New Madrid, the one that hasn't been spoken about for years and years and years, is going to unzip and supposedly become 300 miles wide at its mouth from all the water rushing down from the new pole. And it's going to be 100 miles wide at the other end. And supposedly it's going to run backwards now. And two of the three Great Lakes are going to drain out. And you can clearly see the two that are going to drain out. And so there's going to be these huge Grand Canyon-like features now that are going to be emptied out, and we're going to be able to walk around inside what used to be two of the three Great Lakes. You know, some places aren't afraid to mention it. Bizarre second sun spotted in sky over Pennsylvania, sparking doomsday fears. So I don't know how long that you can see this binary star before we tilt past this degree level that clearly there are anomalies in Earth's orbit. I don't believe that we have until 2045 with these kind of anomalies in our orbit that this thing is creating. And clearly it's just so odd to see a second orb in the sky next to the sun. It's just so surreal. In itself, it's hard to believe. And everybody's like, well, why can't I see it? It can only be seen when light is being cast upon its face. It casts no light. And it's in an infrared spectrum your eyes can't even see. You couldn't see it if it was 5 feet in front of your face. It's basically a floating piece of charcoal. Could you see a piece of charcoal that's dark in your burning out barbecue pit 20 feet away in the middle of the night? No, you couldn't. It's a floating piece of charcoal. According to scientists, there was a pole shift 42,000 years ago. Now, if this binary star comes by every 3,657 years, according to that, there was a pole shift 42,000 years ago, 38,383 years ago, 34,686 years ago, 31,029 years ago, 27,372 years ago, 23,715 years ago, 20,058 years ago, 16,401 years ago, 12,744 BC, 987 BC, 5430 BC, 1777 BC. Now, we know that some time has been added in or taken out, but I've started to put together that some of these, like the one that was in 16,401, 16,401 years ago, the North Pole was probably in the Canada, Greenland area. And 12,008 years ago, there was a freeze. 12,800 years, Atlantis was destroyed. 11,600 years ago, there were where there was a freeze. And then 9,087 years ago, I believe that Lake Michigan was the North Pole. The oceans rose. The UK wasn't an island. Um, then I believe that in 1773, I believe that was a pole shift because two suns were seen in the sky in 1683. The Anunnaki left in 1700 BC. 1594, there were no Great Lakes. 1688, Cali was an island. 1542 to 746 AD, there's a lot of missing history. And 1560, islands disappeared. So I'm starting to try to put together some evidence to try to link some of these pole shifts to where they were, at least, in our recent past. Now, we're trying to put together missing history, lies, all of this stuff. And I just recently found out that the highest of people in the United States government have been denied access to Vatican records below in their secret library. So certainly some schmo's not going to get the records of when these pole shifts occurred and who these civilizations were. But we're trying to put together where the poles were, approximately when the shifts were, and who the people were at that time. Now, a lot of people say, gee, where's your proof? Where's your evidence? I always show the articles. Magnetic North Pole is shifting, prompting fears of coming global chaos. Did I write that? No, I did not. So everybody says it to you, but they say it to you in here, and they say it to you over there, and they show it once over there, and once over there, and once over there, so they can say, hey, we told you one time to tell us that there's a cataclysm coming is not sufficient, NBC. It's not sufficient, ABC. It's not going to get you a get-out-of-jail-free card, Forbes, for telling us one time something 17 years ago. Okay? So we're going to put it all together. We know that global chaos is coming and that we're not going to be prepared because, of course, you're hiding all of this information from us. And you won't even tell us when America was actually inhabited. I don't even think you know, do you? So I showed you that Christopher Columbus did not discover America. This right here is an image of the North Pole. And on one of these four portions, the very first civilization existed. It was called the Humanity of Hyperborea from 14,000 BC to 12,542 BC. They never got sick. They were tall white giants. And the wall of Gog and Magog was built to stop them because they were cannibals. They ate everyone. So the Great Wall of China, the Great Wall of Gog and Magog, was to stop these huge giants that lived at the Black Rock Mountain, which is 34 miles around, highly magnetic mountain, to stop them from coming and attacking everybody. The last giants were killed in Pennsylvania, not far from where they tried to assassinate President Trump in 1650. The last giants on Earth were killed. These 7 objects are here. They are talked about literally in every religion. They are on objects that you see every day. They're on the Coca-Cola glass. They are on the Japanese flag. They are on the MasterCard logo. They are literally hiding this thing in plain sight. They know when the pole shift is. We don't. They won't even tell you when the first civilization was. They won't tell you that America was fully occupied when Christopher Columbus showed up. That Lewis and Clark were just on a mission to find out what to hide and what to save and what to store. They're not going to tell you the true history of Earth because this thing keeps changing the dial of humanity every 4,000 years. Let's not be next to be forgotten. Let's find out when this is going down.